Hey, it's guys. I'm doing a really actually pretty exciting discussion for you guys today. So there was actually another horse variant that I came up with that I think you guys would be really excited to hear about. So this variant is nothing like I've ever made before. It's arcane horses. Um, so it's basically arcane cards that have like the splice mechanic. Yeah, those are the ones I'm talking about. So I have yet to test this yet because I ordered the arcane cards for this. One should be here either possibly today or tomorrow, and then the other one should be shipping here in a few days, and I should have that by sometime next week. The Splice mechanic cards are actually pretty busted. I don't think that's a right terminology for that, but they're actually pretty good. Because if they don't get countered, then they basically stay in your hand, which is absolutely is crazy. And then there's a few cards I was reading that there's one that I have from Lord of the Rings set, I believe, and then the other one's from the one of the three Kamigawa sets, and it does exactly the same thing, but different mana and different name, obviously, for the card. Um, but the ones I decided to go with for the arcane spells are blue, white, red, and green. There wasn't anything in black that I saw that was particularly like interesting per se, other than the creature. I do like the black creature. That's actually pretty good. And then I'll be using the green one and blue one. Those are the only three that I'm using out of the Kieran spirits. Now that could change as I play test the deck more, but for now those are the three that I'll be using. I did pick up the white and the red one as well, so I also have those as options too if need be. But the main portion of the arcane for blue that I have picked up is basically like return target permanent to a hand or that kind of thing. And then there's one I picked up that mills target player mills 4 cards, and I think that's a Splice card if I remember right. Um, so yeah, there's a lot of really unique things I picked up for the deck. Um, and then for white, it's just kind of damage prevention, like you take 0 damage or something like that. Combat damage anyway. And then green and red are basically like lane destruction cards I had gotten for those. There's a few other ones I had picked up outside of that for other variants and other things I can probably use those for. So, um, but yeah, that's basically kind of the whole premise of the deck. At least for what I want to try to do is kind of just play my horses and kind of control the field. Maybe mill the better deck to try to weaken it a little bit, so that way the our decks can kind of keep up with it. So that's kind of my goal is to try to hit the best deck available and try to slow it down so that way the other decks can keep up with it. So or just kind of hit whoever basically. So yeah, that's kind of I know I'll probably change as I play the deck and figure out what the whole when or strategy and all of that is over time. But it just sounds really fun. It's like it's a mechanic that I've never used before, I did ask a judge group that I'm in on Facebook how it actually worked, and they explained it very well to me, and so I have an understanding of how the splice mechanic works, and so I'll be able to explain that in the deck profile when I get to that. So, which may be quite a while from now. It may be fall of this year, or maybe spring of next year is when I'll get to that video. Because I really want to thoroughly test it and see if it's something that I'll be liking, how my play group kind of likes it or thinks about it. So, because depending on if I still play it, will depend on how they react to it. So, if they just get angry at it and all of that, then I'll probably still play it, but it may may not go very well. But but I haven't had anybody do that yet. But this horse variant may push that to the limit. So, but again, I have yet to test this, so it may go well or it may not. So I'll have to see. So, anyways, so that's kind of the little discussion I wanted to have with you guys today. So I'm very excited to try this and see how well it works. If it's going to work. It's only like $20 or so, maybe 25 roughly, to pick up the 30 cards or so that I did from online. So it wasn't very expensive for the old Kamigawa stuff. So like, if it doesn't really work, then I'm not losing on a whole lot. So that's kind of the way that I look at it. So, and if it does work, then it's it'll be well spent. So, but yeah, so that's basically it for the discussion video. I hope that you guys are excited to hear more about this Arcane Horses deck, because I'm really hoping that it works, so that way I can do more kind of reviews and my thoughts over the deck and stuff, because it's something kind of creative and something that's never been done before, and so I'm kind of hoping that it works, so I can tell you guys about it more and be able to discuss it, kind of the ins and outs of the deck and kind of what the whole strategy is behind it. So yeah, that's basically it for this video. Thank you for listening, and yeah, I will catch y'all in the next video. Alright, I guess.